How do I alleviate arthritis pain with diet? This is JJ Virgin, 4-time New York Times bestselling author, celebrity nutrition expert, and fitness Hall of Famer. I've been on a lifelong quest for answers to the toughest health questions. And now I'm sharing what I found with you. Welcome to Ask the Health Expert. I would like to inquire about how to alleviate arthritis pain from the nutrition side. Besides following a Mediterranean diet, what else can I do or what should I avoid to improve my flexibility and quality of life? I do walk more than 2 miles a day and I do strength training 6 days a week. This is from Gabby Scotty from my Instagram. And Gabby, I would love to answer this question, so I'll be right back with it. All right. So this is great because there's so much you can do. And what I will share with you is that when I was 17, I dreamed of becoming a point ballerina. Now, if you have ever met me in person, you would realize this is absolutely a ridiculous dream because I am 6 feet tall. And you've never seen a point ballerina who's 6 feet tall. There's no one to dance with them. And maybe I could have just been like this amazing soloist somewhere. I don't know. Not a whole lot of demand for that. But I really loved doing it, except it wasn't the right sport for my body. And I tore my ACL when I was 17. And then when I was in my 20s, I walked out on a volleyball court and it completely ruptured. That was it. It had been hanging on by a thread for a while, but that was it. Boom, it went. Over the years, I had multiple surgeries. I didn't have any more meniscus left in my knee. And the doctor just said, hey, you know what? You'll just have to have a knee replacement in a couple of years. Just put it off. This was when I was like mid-20s. He says, yeah, by the time you're 30, you're going to have a knee replacement. Put it off as long as possible because you have to have one every 10 years. Like, what a horrible sentence, right? So obviously, I decided that was not going to be me and I was going to keep it really, really strong. And I remember when I finally did go to get this done, I actually had to go in to get another surgery because one of the screws that they used to hold the ACL in place that broke, the ACL just broke in half, but the screw was coming out. Imagine that, coming out through the side of my leg. So they had to fix that. And I walk in and they said, yeah, we looked at your x-rays and your MRIs and we can't even understand how you're walking, how you're not in total pain. So I attribute that. Now I'm an N of 1, but now I've seen it work with so many people that I know there's more people out there like me. So I'm going to give you some great things that you can do. And by the way, you have nothing to lose but the pain and everything to gain, like more quality of life and flexibility. And so first thing I'm going to have you do is Mediterranean diet's a great start. Now I want you to take it a little farther and I want you to virginize it. So apply the virgin diet principles to the Mediterranean diet because you can do the Mediterranean diet and still do gluten, still do dairy, still do eggs, still have corn and peanuts and sugar and artificial sweeteners. Soy is not in there, but you can still do. So here's what's interesting. The virgin diet, which I initially did to help people with weight loss because I found that when they did that, the average person lost 7 pounds in 7 days. Oh my gosh. And then shifted and learned how to eat so it worked for them so that they didn't gain it back. Even better. But what I started to find, I had a guy, and this guy was in his 70s. He was a professor who was no longer teaching. He was going to go have a knee replacement. And when he went on this program, his pain subsided and he didn't have to go have the surgery. So super cool because what it's going to do is help reduce inflammation. Because if you're eating foods you're intolerant to, and quite often if you're using any kind of pain medications, you're under any kind of stress, you are eating gluten, you're eating fructose, your gut gets leakier and you start to develop intolerances to the food you're eating on a regular basis. The most common ones are dairy, gluten, soy, eggs, corn, peanuts, and then I have sugar and artificial sweeteners in there because they're just rotten foods and they can create the problem. All right. So that's the first one. And I totally outline how to do this in the Virgin Diet book. Super simple. I also have an online program. If you want more hand-holding, I walk you through it called the Breakthrough Food Intolerance Online Program. That's step one. And in there, you're going to learn about healing foods that help heal that leaky gut. some of the things that can really help there. Fish is amazing. Now, fish oil is one of the things you want to think about taking because it reduces inflammation. So kind of like I always think of it like nature's Advil. So fish oil specifically in triglyceride bound form, super good for that. Freshly ground flaxseed meal, very gut healing. Same with apples and green bananas can help with gut healing, and loads of the rainbow of veggies for all the antioxidants that help lower inflammation as well. So that's helpful. Look at adding curcumin in your foods. Now it's very hard to absorb, so make sure you're doing it with fat, but I would also recommend taking curcumin. I have a product called curcumin chews that are like these little chewy candies with no sugar that are awesome for that. So that's an option for you as well. And then I also put in there my bone broth protein shake because the bone broth and collagen can help with gut healing and joint health too. And of course, vitamin C here is really helpful as well. So lots of things. The takeaway is there are a lot of things that you can do here. And this is where journaling is so important too, because you really want to track your progress and track what's happening and see how you're feeling as you're going through this. And I want to hear the results. So Gabby, Scotty, when you do this, let me know. This is JJ with Ask the Health Expert. I do this 5 times a week, so make sure you never miss a show by going to subscribetojj.com.